you know, I had enough sense, and I'd had a lot of training in other areas, athletics, to know that your natural ability can only take you so far. So I did a lot of studying after college, and for 6 or 7 years, and I thought, you know, I'd be on Broadway one day and make $600 a week. That would be it. I mean, I never thought about the movies.
Yes, and you were a struggling actor, that's what you were.
Yeah, still am.
How tough was it?
Well, there were times I was ready to give up, you know. I mean, actually, I was a waiter. I wasn't an actor. I was, you know, doing odd jobs and whatever I could. And you know, in 1981, I got a play, and I got another job right after that. Then I went into a television series called St. Elsewhere, and I've been basically working since. One of my first teachers and mentors, you know, a guy by the name of Bob Stone, God rest his soul, he said, you know, if you're ever intimidated by anyone and when you're moving up in the business, and he also thought I would do well in the business, he said, just think about them sitting on the toilet with their pants down around their ankles. So for all of those that think of me as some sexy, super sexy, just imagine me.
That might go good.
Yeah. And if you still think that that's sexy, then you have a real problem. You have a real problem.
Eugene O'Neill's Iceman Cometh, playing Hickey. You're not afraid of any kind of challenge like that.
That's the point. I need to grow. I need to continue to grow as an actor, and I'm getting the opportunity to work with a great director, George Wolfe.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. He's shaping the whatever version of the play that we're going to be doing right now. I'm waiting for him to give it to me so I can start reading, because I'm interested in the process. That's the fun of it for me. That's the challenge. I started in the theater, and it's my first and last love professionally, and I'm
So you
coming
think
home.
you'll always go back to it between the movies that
Always.
you're doing?
Always, as long as I can.
And it gives you, besides the chance to grow, what? Do you get a visceral?
You get to touch. You get to find out that night. Every night.
Every night.
Yeah, with you
They
know,
may love you one night and hate you the
hate
next.
you the next. I remember years ago I was on Broadway in the 80s, and I was doing a play, and I didn't want to be there. And I just was one of them funky moods I was in that night, and I heard, it was quiet, and I heard a woman say, "Who does he think he is?" And it hit me like a ton of bricks that it comes across. So be honest, take it seriously, don't take it for granted, and give your best. I never forgot that. It was in a quiet moment. Who does he think? I don't worry about trying to send a message, because that sort of suggests that I know what people need, and I don't necessarily know what they need. I know what I've been given, and I'll use the abilities I have to share what I know. And, you know, people say, well, what do you want people to get from this movie? I say, well, it depends upon what they bring to it. So it's up to you. It's up to the viewer. It's not like, oh, I need you to feel this way, or I'm doing this so that you, I mean, I wouldn't presume I know what you need. Each night, each audience is different. There's a collective energy that's different about every audience. You never know who you never know who you touch, and you never know how. That's why I don't even like certain movies I've done that aren't my favorites are someone's favorite. You know, because, oh no, that was my favorite because of where I was when you said that and so on. I'm like, oh wow, okay, I didn't. We're actors. You know, you don't have to kill somebody to play a murderer. So we're actors, and you try to tap into what you can relate to, either yourself or someone you love or know. And in the case of August Wilson, it's all in the play. He's one of the most brilliant playwrights of our time, of any time. So it's all there. All the clues are there if you dig deep. Acting, you know, you do your job, but directing is more. What's the word? It's more of a community vibe. You know, all the different departments, and I just enjoy it. I enjoy it. Seeing others do well. You know, I was a counselor in the Boys and Girls Club, Boys Club, they called it then, and I used to work with, before I became an actor, the majority of the work I did was working with children, you know, so in coaching my own kids and other kids and winning championships, I would get into it. So directing is a natural for me, at this point in my life, you know, having acted for so many years, and this is my third film, so I started at directing maybe 15 years ago. I just like seeing other people do well, you know, and taking all of my abilities to help that happen.
Never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy, so keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There's no doubt about it. And I know that's probably not a traditional message for a graduation ceremony, but hey, I'm telling you, embrace it, because it's inevitable. And I should know. In the acting business, you fail all the time. Early on in my career, I auditioned for a part in a Broadway musical. I didn't get the job. But here's the thing. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there to prepare for the next audition, and the next audition, and the next audition. But I continued to fail, and fail, and fail. But it didn't matter, because you know what? There's an old saying, you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're going to get a haircut. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break. Fail big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. Take chances professionally. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Fall forward. This is what I mean. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. My wife told me this great expression. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Les Brown's a motivational speaker. He made an analogy about this. He He says, imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential, the ghost of the ideas you never acted on, the ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes? And let me tell you, the world needs your talents, man, does it ever. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. All right, now here's my last point about failure. Sometimes it's the best way to figure out where you're going. Because taking risk is not just about going for a job. It's also about knowing what you know and what you don't know. It's about being open to people and to ideas. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. And in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. My mother told me, she said, yeah, because you can run in place all the time and never get anywhere. So continue to strive, continue to have goals, continue to progress. You'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I don't care how much money you make, you can't take it with you. The Egyptians tried it. They got robbed. That's all they got. And it's not how much you have. It's what you do with what you have. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.